This recipe is by popular demand, Belizean cold cake. You're watching the Bear Pantry Show. First thing you guys need to know is that this recipe is gonna be version 1 of I'm sure many, okay? Because while people were sending me things through Facebook on how to make this cake, this cold cake, so many different recipes were coming in that I decided that I was going to do the easiest, simplest one. And this is version 1, okay? We're going to use fruit cocktail, and this is just store-bought brand. This is the important thing that I've come to understand for this cake, the Nestle's cream. And I've never seen this before in my life. I thought it was the same as condensed milk, but I had to go to the store and investigate after I got all the requests from you guys to do this. We're going to need 2 cans or 2 tins. This is some Jell-O that I had Jada set earlier for me. It's not quite firm enough yet. Follow the instructions on the box. If it says, you know, mix with 2 cups of hot water, 2 cups of cold, and let it set for 4 hours, I've let it sat there for about 2 hours because I want it to be semi-firm. And this is the cookies that I'm going to use. And in Belize, we know this as Marie biscuits. Or over here in America, I've heard people refer to it as Maria biscuits. So I've just taken like 2 rolls from the box right now. I think we're gonna need this many. And so basically this is it. And it's called cold cake for a reason because it's all gonna be cold. So I put all these cans in the fridge, the canned goods, and the pan that I'm gonna actually make the cake in. I put that in the freezer a little while ago. So let's get started with this awesome recipe. I'm looking forward to eating this. I've never had it before, never even heard of it until my wonderful viewers started telling me about it. And I guess it's a regional thing in Belize in certain parts. And I'm excited to make this for you guys, okay? Okay, I just wanted to show you my pan. It looks so frosted because it was in the freezer for about 15 minutes, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead, let me set that aside. I'm gonna go ahead and get everything opened. And I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do next. So this is the first thing we're gonna do. We're gonna strain the fruits so we can get the juice to be in a separate bowl than the fruits, all right? So that wasn't too much water. Put the fruits in here. And then the next thing we're gonna do is open this can of the Nestle's cream. And this is the first time I'm gonna get a peek at what this really looks like. I did not have this in the freezer, right? I had it in the fridge. Oh, it's really rather thick. I like the way this looks. So, let me set that aside. I'm gonna clean this off too, all right? I don't waste anything. Anyways, let's get this out the way. And so the first thing that we're supposed to do after all that, getting everything open the Marie biscuits and try not to eat any. Anyways, see, some recipe doesn't call for us to do this, but I like anything that uses every aspect of the components that we're using, okay? So we don't waste the juice. And so this is basically what I'm gonna do is put a layer of these biscuits around in this pan. And we don't want it to soak too much in this, all right? Because it's gonna soak enough after we put all these other ingredients. So this is all I'm gonna be doing till I get the bottom layer covered with these biscuits. So here we go, we just kind of put a layer and I just kind of dumped it the way you see. See how the Jell-O is not really firm yet? So we're just gonna like spoon it on to this. And please remember that I know that there's different versions to this recipe because I've gotten all the requests. Mom even phoned in the version from Belize. And basically we're gonna keep doing this to make it so different and beautiful till the cows come home. We have another recipe that Jada and I want to try so badly of the same cold cake. And then we have another recipe that we're gonna try really soon that's gonna be Jell-O cheesecake. You know, Jada and I love Jell-O. They don't like the grape, but I picked the grape because I like the grape Jell-O. So I'm using 1 can of the fruit cocktail, and that's all they said to use, but we can already see that that's not going to be enough. So I have another can that I might just be opening. I was going to use the other can to make the other version of this cake, but you know what? There's no way we should be eating all these cakes in one day. So I might just do that on a separate day and not do it today. And they say just gonna drizzle on this Nestle's cream. I wonder what this tastes like. So let me see. It tastes like evaporated milk, like a real thick version. It's not really sweet, but it's good. It's creamy. So I can see the other recipe that Jada and I are gonna try when we do like sugar and stuff. Ooh, that's gonna be awesome. So that's one layer of the cold cake. And then what we do is build it, I say like a casserole, some people say like a tower. And I'm just gonna be dipping my little Marie biscuits again to make a layer here. And then the top layer on this pan is actually gonna be just Jello and fruit and the cream. The biscuits are not gonna be the top layer, okay? So let me get these parts covered. So I've got that second layer. We're putting the rest of the Jello, and I think the Jello could have even been a little bit less set than this. The Jello says set for 4 hours, and we've had it in the fridge for like a couple of hours. So I think maybe like at an hour and a half after you make the Jello, you can come back and really start doing the cake. And so if the Jello says set for 4 hours, and I already have it set for 2, then we're only gonna need another 2 hours to let this all set before we can enjoy our cold cake, all right? You know, I'm surprised that I've never seen this when I was growing up in Belize. And of course I was born in '66 and I left Belize in the ending part of '81. And I never saw this. I only went back once in 2008. And then I'm going again real soon. I'll let you guys know when I'm coming. This is the next can of the cold cream that I'm opening the drizzle on top of this. This looks awesome. Jada's my camera lady today and she is looking at this drooling. I'm so glad for my awesome viewers. I don't want to get cut, guys, that asked me to do this. And I've seen some fights break out on the internet with people saying, that's not the way you do it. My mom does it this way. My grandma does it this way. Well, this is actually like 3 different recipes that different people gave me that I'm concocting together. And I'm not ashamed to let you guys know this is the first time I'm making this recipe. Like I said, we have another one in which we're going to use butter and sugar involved in this. And I can't wait to try that one because anything where you cream butter and sugar together, I'm on board, all right? Awesome. Oh, one of my fruits tried to escape. So then I'm just going to set this in the fridge now for a couple of hours. It's about 1:30 now here, my time on a blessed Sunday. I came home after church and did this. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in the fridge, not the freezer, but the fridge. And in 2 hours, I'm going to come back and cut into this and tell you how awesome it tastes, okay? But it surely is beautiful. So it's been 2 hours later, in time for me to serve this cold cake. I have my little spatula that I usually serve bread pudding with. Let's see. Looks awesome, huh, Jory? Okay, let me get a fork so I can taste. Okay, let's see. The cookies are like not too soggy, but still a little bit damp. It's pretty good. I like it. The Jello is not too sweet, guys, but it is very cold. So if you have trouble with sensitive teeth, I don't know if this will work for you, okay? Okay, so I realized at the beginning I didn't quite tell you guys what I usually say when I say these are the ingredients that you're gonna need. But I did have those ingredients on the counter, and I'm kind of glad I didn't say these are ingredients you're gonna need, because you see that we needed a whole extra can of that fruit cocktail. The Jello was enough, the Nestle's cream was enough, but we needed 2 cans of the fruit cocktail, okay? And so that made that awesome, huge cold cake. This is the first time I've made it. It's the first time I've tasted it. I have a couple more recipes that I'm working on with this, where I got, advice from different people. Thank you, Mom, for calling in these recipes. She's been calling in these recipes from Belize. I'm so grateful to get them and share them. And basically, I love this first version. I can't wait to taste the second version, but I absolutely love this first version. It wasn't too sweet. It was just as sweet enough as the fruit cocktail. That Nestle's cream is not sweet. I suppose you could add sugar to it, which we're gonna do in our next recipe. But it was awesome. Thank you guys so much for sending in the request. And not only do you send the request, but you also send the recipes with the request. And to the young lady who sent one of the recipes to my Facebook, I just kind of retained some of the stuff you said, and I think you're the one that said put the pan in the freezer to make it get cold, but I couldn't find the recipe after a few days, and I didn't remember who sent it to me. So my personal email is Barbara, B-A-R-B-A-R-A, at bearpantryshow.com. And if you guys have any recipes you want me to do, send it to that email. Send me your name, not just your username for YouTube, but your real name. And I can give you guys the credit if I make the recipe, okay? I really, really, really appreciate all of you. Thank you for watching and sharing and liking and everything that you do. And until I see you guys again, take care.